Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday evening, 8 p.m., and you're listening to the home of Commodore 64 remixes, Slay Radio. Let us spice up your evening with Slaygon's incoherent ramblings.
Anywho Hazel.
And Ziona's pro dance moves to the best selection of remixes, sits, and demo scene tracks. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this thing. Slay tuned.
Fiddly-dum.
Okay.
Fiddly-dum.
Would there be any show that we can start without the fiddly-dum part?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Why,
Okay.
why would we?
No, not anymore. That's it. You have to put up with this. So, hi everyone. It's the 26th of March and the second week of quarantine by us. I don't know how you are doing. I hope everyone is fine and feels okay yet. And well, some people are really struggling and others are managing well with working from home. But I know that this is it's gonna be really different for everyone. So it's very hard to say a generic thing. But other than keep up, how do you feel at your second week of quarantine? And
I haven't really noticed a big difference, to be honest.
no, not really. not him. He who was always a couch potato. For him, it's not really difficult because he did that anyway. And I'm doing this with him for a while too, so I don't notice that much difference either. I guess I would notice a difference like maybe 6 or 7 years ago when I used to spend all my evenings like outside in pubs with my friends or colleagues, and then it was just all about going out. And not anymore, it seems like. But let's hope that we can have a little bit of a virtual community and virtual pub here. So if anyone feels like drinking anything, today with my colleagues we did an after work. This is how we call it here around Sweden, at least. I don't know. Is this after work thing an English expression or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hence
Okay.
the English words.
Okay. So hence, yeah, I know. So yeah, we had a short after work virtually. So that was very interesting. And then of course, about 10 or 11 of us gathered in a virtual meeting room, and then everyone with video, and we saw everyone's living room. So it has its beauty, I would say. It's kind of interesting to see others as well. And of course, if you have enough meetings as well, virtually, I mean, then you might also not notice that much. So there are like a lot of opportunities to kind of socialize still, even from home, even with not going out. And how do you feel now?
Well, I'm trying to figure out if we actually went live on all the bits and bobs. Seem to be missing Facebook for some reason, but YouTube is up and running. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, eventually, at some point, I guess it will go live. So then,
Yeah, one could hope.
one could hope. Yeah. And I think we will start off the show with the latest RKO release. What do you say?
Oh, there I found it. We are actually live.
Oh, that's a really good thing. I assume that we are not only talking to ourselves, even if we do this the entire week. So, yeah. So how about starting up with the latest RKO release, which was middle of March. And it's made by Control Z. And
Sounds excellent.
Spy versus Spy, and it has a big smiling red face, so it should be good.
Spa versus spa versus spa.
So this could be considered as a duet, as I heard.
As a duet?
As a duet, yeah, made by two people.
So a collaboration.
Collaboration. Well,
because a duet is singing,
when they are
and
singing.
I heard no voices.
I know. I knew that. Oh my god, I knew that. I'm so
God,
sorry.
was I so not concentrated? I couldn't even hear the singing. Fuck, need to replay that track.
And one of them just joined the IRC channel.
Ooh.
It seems like. Ooh. Hi. And I got a question from the other end when this song can be transferred into the rotational.
Soon. No, I usually add new ones like weekly or bi-weekly or something, and it's been about I think 2 weeks since I updated, or maybe 3. So I'm a bit behind on the schedule, so to speak. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But then soon it can be expected that you update the rotational.
Indeed.
If you are not going to be lazy. No, you are not lazy.
Well,
you are just doing different things.
Yeah, like the... oh, what the hell? No.
What is going on? What happened?
I'm stupid. I'm actually... Yeah, I added a new scene in OBS, and now I fucked everything up here. So, yeah... Idiot me. So,
It's okay. We will survive. They still can hear us. Whatever they see, it doesn't really matter.
But it annoys me.
Well, okay. What did they see so far?
No, it's they can identify the error on the video streams. Never mind. It's no biggie.
Well, okay. That wasn't really something I understand at the moment because I'm not having the video stream in front of me.
Yeah,
but...
well. Yeah. 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 I think that one. Let's see. No, not that one apparently. There's something weird going on.
Should I just play a song for
yeah,
you
try
to give it
playing
time to sort out?
So I can fix this fucking thing.
Okay, so... Boswang posted a few requests for today, so we will have things to choose from.
That's good.
Especially the first two that is like always in the menu, so to speak. And the third one is not always in the menu, so right now we are starting with this. He says, Zeitgeist, still remember you, for my dear sweet Erika. Aww, and her sexy skeleton man. Yeah. Okay, then. Thank you very much. Zeitgeist, we still remember you. I'm sorry. So my yawning was already audible for everyone.
No, kind of switched on halfway through it, so you're fine. It was only half a
great.
yawn.
We are so fresh and energetic here. Never mind.
We'll wake up soon enough. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's only the start of the evening. People start to gather up, and Peter was struggling with joining EFNet.
Yeah,
And
I've heard other people. Malthus was complaining about that on the shout box as well. So I'm not sure if their web chat thingy works properly or not. But I never use it, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, we have an application, well, a few applications for that you can use, depending on what system do you use, of course.
An IRC client, essentially.
And how do you pronounce? I just realized I have no idea how do you pronounce in English the most default IRC client's name. Because we always called it Mirts. I'm sorry.
I always called it MIRC because
MIRC.
yeah, I don't know why, but in Swedish we would call it Mirk.
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 Okay, well, that's also funny. It's not that much better than Mirts anyway.
No,
but
it's kind of the same shit.
yeah, right. Okay, now I learned something. I feel more clever, at least a little bit. Wow.
Andrew on YouTube is asking, Slaygon, you out of toilet paper and using pine cones yet? No, not quite. I kind of have this strategy of when I'm done, I have a lawn, so I go out there and do the doggy style and drag my ass across the lawn, so I get fertilizer at the same time, so it kind of works dual ways. I think that works out really well. Yeah. So not on pine cones yet. What?
The truth is that he was hoarding toilet paper before it was trendy and cool.
Well,
yes.
define hoarding.
Well, you ordered...
hoarding is when you buy more than you need. I always have a stash.
Yeah, you do have a stash.
And
that means hoarding.
No, I'm not sure it does. Maybe it does. I don't know.
Well,
never mind. I have a stash. Always have.
Anyway, we usually have.
I don't buy more now than I did before. So, yeah.
Yeah, you did that before it was cool. Let's say that way. Because the thing is that we usually have material at least enough for 3 months, I think, because when we post an order, like a big order, like grocery order, then they bring like about 20 bags of everything and a lot of toilet paper, so then it's good because he doesn't have to go out like for a while anyway, so this quarantine thing is very useful for him.
Like I said, I haven't noticed any difference.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly, none of us can drive, and that would be probably the only way that you could do such a shopping, like by car, because you don't transport about 20 bags of goods just like that when you are walking.
Especially hard for me because I don't have a driver's license or a car. So.
Yeah, me neither. So yeah, we have to do this somehow, and then why not the convenient way? So that's it. And we are fine for a while, I guess.
A while, yeah. And like I said, if we run out of toilet paper, we're still fine. We have a lawn.
Yeah, well, and a lot of forests that you can do a lot of things with, I guess. And let's not forget about Martin Land's toilet paper delivery service.
Yeah, right. I actually had a similar thing, not for toilet paper, but I need to check if I still have it, actually.
What did you want to deliver?
I'm gonna check it real quick. It's not related to this whole thing going on right now, but I ordered or bought a Swedish domain. Oh yeah, active, called Bacongram .se, you know, like Instagram, or in Sweden, this florist thing, like flowers. Well, I thought you could send bacon, but in like arrangements.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in 2016, so I bought that.
I just noticed that Omaroka did SIDS too. I
Oh
didn't
my
know
god,
that.
no!
Yeah,
Shut up.
he did. No,
Are they equally horrible to his remixes in quotes? I'm sorry, but yeah.
I don't have problem with weak or good or not that good remixes. My problem is has a different nature in that sense. Yeah, so it's like,
Well, I have a problem with his attitude.
yeah, that is probably bigger.
I don't have a problem with his remixes per se. It's more the attitude he has. It's kind of reminding me of what's his face, Honorability back in the day. It's really the same thing here. Just weird.
Well, yeah. Not your cup of tea, then probably judge it by technical aspect or leave it there, I guess.
No, not technical. Personality aspect, more like it.
Personality aspect,
Yes.
by like remixes, by personality aspect, or what do you talk?
Like I said, I don't have a problem with his remixes per se. I have a problem with his personality.
Yeah, but this is not what I was talking about. It's okay. It was like no, I just said that to judge a song is probably the best if you don't like the genre that it was made in, then judge it by technical aspect or just leave it as
Yeah,
it
sure.
is.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to comment on it at all. It's like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the personality problem I have with him.
yeah, I know. We are on the same page. I just lined up our cards here. Sorry. So, yeah. So how about, because that was next to a Sid request that I prepared for I0, and he wants to hear Chris Hulsbeck's Danger Freak Sid, Subtune 6. And another request would be that someone makes an awesome remix of that someday. I know there's a couple of them, but not as good as the original, in my opinion. Wow, okay. Why not? And let's check which subtune the player jumps by itself. I will adjust, I promise, but the problem with this is that I cannot set the volume before kind of...
Yeah, you have to start it, then you can set the volume.
I started and then I figure out which subtune it starts with. So yeah, that's how far we get. But well, sorry about that. Let's see. There we go. Have you heard the song?
No.
No, you haven't. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Then it's.
I heard it now, but I haven't heard it before.
Okay, got it. Because it was kind of a funny ending to this song. So it's, yeah, it was kind of unexpected ending, but it's really cool song. And yeah, we could handle more remixes of this song. So if anyone feels the power within, then just go for it. It's nice. It's really nice. And it's Chris Fusbeck, so of course it's nice. So yeah.
So nice.
So nice. And your new animation is having a debut today.
Yeah, I ran it right at the start of the show, and then once more during some other song. I think during Zeitgeist there or something.
Zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist, yeah.
Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist, yes.
No, Michael Wildhagen will tell you, and Martin Land will tell you as well, it's Zeitgeist.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not Zeitgeist.
Yes, well, we're speaking English, so we would say Zeitgeist. Because that is how you pronounce the word in English.
No way.
Yes, way.
No way.
Yes, way.
Oh my god.
Peter Clark actually managed to get an IRC client running.
Yay!
Woo, welcome to IRC, Pete.
Hi. So nice. Yeah, because the web chat client is not really working as it should.
Yeah, something is fucked up there.
Sad. But it's really cool.
Things happen.
Because now the application will work anytime you want it to work. So unless there is a big net split, but that happens kind of rarely nowadays. Often?
Yeah, they're fairly frequent, but not too bad. IRC will still work. It's just that not many people might be in there at the time you join if it's during a net split. Anyway, technical points. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, we care a little, at least a little, right? You didn't want to migrate to Discord, what many people demand nowadays, right?
Yeah, I want something web-based, but I want something self-hosted rather than hosted on some other platform. I want it integrated straight into the homepage and not open a new page and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of more interactivity between the different layers and whatnot. Sure, you can do that with Discord with the splat commands and whatnot, using the API calls and stuff like that. So maybe at some point, but for now it feels too gamery for me.
But the maybe at some point is definitely better than I'm never going to.
Well, I don't think I ever said I'm never going to.
No, you were just against it.
I do not prefer that.
Okay. No, it's okay.
Yes, and funky data. I don't care. It's German. In English, you say Zeitgeist. You're lazy.
But it's a German word.
Gesundgeist. Yeah, sure. It's a German word. But when you speak a different language, like English, you Englify the words. You don't use, when you have like half of the words in English are French words, or a third, or something like that. You don't instantly switch to French accent when you say them. You speak them in an English accent. The same with Zeitgeist. You just say Zeitgeist, not Zeitgeist.
I guess this works unless you learn some French, and then you probably won't pronounce it on a different way than how you learned it. So
if you learned English first, you would speak English words in English, because they are Englified. And Zeitgeist is a word that is being used in England to describe the same thing as in German, but you say it kind of differently.
Yeah, right.
Zeitgeist. Yeah, exactly. Peter Clark says English Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our Germans are a bit upset now.
Yeah, here we are butchering their language and everything.
Exactly. No, they cannot be upset with me. I know how to pronounce that word.
Yeah. And Morty says the zeitgeist instead of dead guys. Oh, and Alpa is joining us on YouTube. Hello, Alpa!
Oh, so nice to see you around, indeed. Any new songs in the
And,
latest 1
Morty.
week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, he keeps sending me some. He sent me a really nice kind of early groove, and it reminded me of one of my favorite Deadmau5 songs, and he hadn't even heard it yet. The Deadmau5 song called "Animal Rights."
I heard it. Yeah.
Very nice, kind of a funky beat to it, and his was kind of in the same style.
When did he send this to you?
Today.
Ah, so this is why I haven't heard it yet. Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of, he sends these, I had this groove in my head, and he does everything on his phone, so even if he's in the bathtub, he can do kind of a song.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so how about a request then?
Yes.
Lord of
requests are
Crystalic.
nice.
Requests are nice. Lord of Crystalic wants to hear Hawkeye by the Sound Waivers. Well, obviously it's DHS, I'm assuming, right? Or
Yeah, I guess they cooperated on a bunch of them, and DHS and Enjoy, and I think they were.
but this is
there was
only
one more.
DHS. That's the thing.
Is it?
Yeah, that particular one
Okay.
is. But yeah, this is why I was just trying to make sure that we are talking about the same thing. But I think that this should do. So DHS and Hawkeye. You know when this remix was made, by the way?
2002, maybe?
No. Even before that. Like 2000 is the release date. This remix is...
I was off 2 years.
That counts a lot in that era, because
Yeah,
come
but
on, it's
18 years or 20 years, not much difference.
no. The remix scene was very different in 2000 and in
definitely.
2002. That's why it counts a lot. And to think of that this remix is 20 years old now. It's kind of, it's weird because it's a really good remix actually.
Oh yeah, it's very nice.
So it's still like, as you don't like when I say it, but it's evergreen.
Yeah. I since learned that is an actual expression in English
I'm
too.
so glad you did.
But going back to the language thing, Martin Land had a point here, or he made a point that when he speaks English, he actually uses the pronunciation or German or something. Anyway, whatever language he speaks, he pronounces the different words in their respective accent. And to me, it's so weird. It's like, since I grew up as a programmer, it's like a programming assembler and then just deciding in that, no, I'm just going to throw in some C language in here just because I feel like it. Yeah, it would just crash the whole thing or not work at all.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
here's the funny part, that if some words in English, if you pronounce them the English way, they mean one thing. But if you pronounce them in the original way of the language, they mean something different. Not the same as or rather, in English, there's another word that is pronounced that way.
That is a tricky one. Yeah, I agree. So in that sense, it might be kind of useful to be faithful to the language that you are speaking, because otherwise you will be misunderstood. I'm pretty sure, because I think I was once or twice.
And it's easy to be misunderstood anyway, so kind of trying to minimize that is probably good.
Yeah.
Like I have a very good example of misunderstanding, even though I used the word in a context, but there was only slight bit of difference in my definition of it than the one who heard it. Mm-hmm. Speaking specifically about the word diva here. Hi, Andreas. Andreas.
You guys have to talk.
Yeah,
I hope.
For me, it's kind of. For him, it's kind of a foul thing and all of that. At least at the time, until I hope I explain myself. If not, we need to talk more. But for me, it was like an endearing thing.
You mean the diva part?
Yes.
Like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not only negative. It's definitely.
Yeah, and understandably, it can be misunderstood. It's like Boz would say, "Oh, you fucking cunt," but he means it in a loving way, you know. In England, he would never get away with that.
Yeah, Peter is looking at us weirdly now, I'm pretty sure.
Probably. But yeah, I don't know. It's difficult.
And and this says Zeitgeist. Exactly. Yeah, that's also weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah, Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
That's the web designers kind of ghost. Oh my god, that's bad. Zeitgeist.
The site guys.
I really shouldn't.
Your grouping in the workplace is called the site guys.
Yeah, exactly. And Andy is asking if Boz is married. Well, he was until a while.
Yeah, he divorced 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and he was married to one of my best friends.
As you do.
Yeah, I introduced them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to figure out here imagine him asking her out for marriage. Very loving. Who?
Yeah. Who? Where are we? Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook. I'm just trying to figure out. And Peter said that English has slaughtered many languages. I know that this is a generic thing to think of, actually, amongst some languages. That, oh my God, why do you Englify this word? We have a proper word for this. Especially, oh my God, like Hungarian is really that type of language. We translate everything. So it's like you really have a word that no one else can recognize for computer, because obviously, I don't know why. And of course, we used computer too, but it has its own name, right? And it's like,
well, that term even in English has changed, because back in the day a computer was in general a woman.
What?
Yes.
What?
It wasn't necessarily a woman, but most of the times computers were women, and what they did was essentially take manually calculated numbers and whatnot, and put them into machines, so they could do the calculations, or they did the calculations by calculators and such.
Oh.
So they were computing numbers. So they were the computers.
Wow. And then the machines took away their jobs.
No, I'm laughing at Andreas. He said, "Play my fucking song, you fucking diva."
Andreas right now have written to you, right?
Yeah, so
Good.
we better fucking play it then, I guess.
Is this the push that you need?
Well,
Okay.
for this one, it's fine. Has nothing to do with the other stuff. No.
Yeah, now I saw it, because he also let me know as well. Okay, well, that's a really nice sort of invitation. And hang on a minute. I have to look for that, because I lined up something else now. So
Yeah, we can play it afterwards. You already lined something up.
yeah, I already lined something up. I really lined something up here. Oh my God, that's a long one. What?
Peter Clark said, as a complimentary comment on my explanation of computers, he said, computers are usually women to guys who don't have women. Very, very true.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, from now on, or at least knowing this story, the guys cannot tell that women, they cannot be mathematicians, because it's such a, I don't know, thing.
A lot of the great breakthroughs in scientific fields are made by women. The first programming language, Ada, was created by a woman. So yeah, you wouldn't have probably computers without women.
Ha.
So all you assholes saying women aren't good at that sort of thing, you can go fuck yourself. Seriously.
Agreed. Okay then. So, Bitin wants to hear Da Funk and Dominator Extended Atmos remix. It's extended, so
Good. We like
long
atmosphere.
break.
8-bit.
trying to swallow something?
Oh,
That
was
don't
kind of the
snort
sound
your
there.
nose.
no. Throat, not nose.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Good point.
Right. Hi. Hela.
How
Apparently, oh, sorry.
apparently
Apparently there was some trouble with the sound on YouTube.
Yeah.
You said someone somewhere. I can't even remember where, but I don't know. If anyone had problems with sound somewhere, let me know. I'll see if I can fix it somehow.
Anyway, how is the big spider called that got stuck in a quarantine? Quarantula. I'm sorry.
Dope.
I'm so sorry. I'm coming up with such things today. Looks like my brain is so tired.
Well, that was funny.
Was it?
Yes.
You never judge your own jokes. And, well, Peter had a point here. He said that women are just as good as men at everything, except reverse parking the car. And I said that unfortunately I can support this theory because I still remember my driving lessons, and no, I wasn't really great at it either, but there are always exceptions.
Yeah, I know plenty of men who can't kind of reverse park either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit challenging, but it's like, yeah, it wasn't the most horrible thing ever though, but yeah.
Parallel park, is that the name? Yeah, parallel park, I think it's.
No, the
it's
parallel
called.
parking is not the, well, yeah, it can.
Well, you have to reverse to get into, you know, kind of nudge in there.
Yeah, technically you can actually front go as well, or front.
Depending on space, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter. It won't happen in this life for me, I guess.
Well, if we do get a car and if you do get a driver's license, you kind of have
Too
to
many
reverse,
ifs here.
Reverse into into the driveway way here.
Yeah, right. No, too many ifs here, I think. And,
No, just two.
Yeah, well, that's enough for me for now. And remember, I wanted to save money. If you have a car, it's more difficult to save money anyway. But
Yeah, especially because if I do get a car, I'm probably gonna want a Tesla or some shit.
oh my
And
god,
they're not cheap.
that is not even saying anything. For me, it would be enough that it has 4 wheels. Well, almost.
Nah,
Nah.
nah.
I guess this is a similar problem to the printer problem that I have since forever. I used to have a printer like 10 years ago. And, well, since then, it didn't work with the new operating systems, and it wasn't a laser one anyway, so it's like I left it behind. And since then, I always realize anytime I have to print something that I have to go somewhere or ask a friend or ask a favor or do it in the office or wherever. But it's like I always have to kind of do the logistics, in my head. No, I need to print this. I really need to print this. How to do that? Who will do that? How much time it will take? And I always get to the conclusion that no, I will just buy a whatever. I don't even care. It just needs to print, right?
Yeah, but the problem with printers is that since we don't use printers very often, there's a higher risk that the toners will just dry up, and then when you do need it, it's not going to work anyway.
Yeah.
Nah.
And too bad for you that last week I just realized that I did not share this pain with you yet, but I was so frustrated for almost 8 or 10 years that no, I don't have a printer in the household, and I was already complaining about this to several people before, and then
except
it's like
me.
except you, and he was sitting surprised, what, why? You didn't tell me this. And of course now it's crucial when you want to. Here in Sweden, you print your own stamps or marks for sending away stuff. So now it's kind of crucial to have a printer because we don't have the offices around anymore. Hi. So we cannot print anything, right? Because we are in a quarantine. So
yeah, but luckily we got Boz and he managed to get his printer working. So that worked out well.
Yeah. Yeah. But
and it's what, a 20-minute walk. So
yeah, I know. Well, we need a walk anyway. No, we are really horrible with this quarantine thing regarding the movement. It's awful. I'm just wondering how I just didn't gain weight like 5 kilos or something because
we should start the day with just running up and down the fucking stairs like 10 times or some shit.
Yeah, we should. That's the thing. We know that we should. At least the first step is done. We know that we should. Okay. We will make that happen. No, I'm really annoyed right now about that. So we need to go out because all the movements that we do right now is to go to the kitchen and back to the living room, and it's not really optimal.
Yeah, it's not that far away.
And then Boz is wondering why my feet are always moving. Like this, like
restless leg kind of thing. Well, he has the same thing as do I.
Yeah, that's why it's annoying for him as well. But but still, I kind of feel like if I'm not doing that, I'm going to go bonkers. This is what makes me bonkers when I cannot move entirely. It's like, no, it's not going to happen. And yeah, he just dropped by last week and then he was also annoyed then. So yeah, I know it's... Oh, Martin has less appetite. And by the way, he was asking how the Eat with Symphony stuff is doing.
The crude first versions of the mixes are done. Alistair Brimble is working on them. Heard the Last Ninja. Was it yesterday or the day before, I think? So certainly getting there. Still need a mastering stage on those. So it's getting really close.
Mm-hmm. Very nice to hear. And Boswank asks, what? 5 kilo? Did it go to your ass? Show me. Yeah, it always goes there first, but not going to show you. And it's not 5 kilo anyway. No, the thing is that
it's like 1.
It's 1 kilo. But for me, 1 kilo is like for other normal people, 5, because it's like it's very rarely going up
She's
or
very
down.
short.
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
But you are.
Well, what can I say? You are too tall.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, we have a track to play for Andreas.
Yay!
Obviously, we will play a track for Andreas, our favorite... can I say the word? No. Favorite diva. But of course, your wish is our command. Yeah,
exactly. The best diva in the world in the best way possible.
Heart and all of that. So, Jeroen tells own a remix of Battle Valley, because the original track is also his, so I know that wasn't really consistent. I'm sorry. So, Jeroen Tel and Battle Valley. was Battle Valley, made by Jeroen Hell, featuring Tess
Bladder
Fries.
Valley must smell like piss over there. Bladder Valley.
Yeah, it's only you who can think of this.
You came up with, what was it?
Quarantula.
Yes, Quarantula.
Sorry.
So apparently not only me.
No, we are both brain dead. Never mind, it's okay. It's all right. And by the way, Tess is Swedish, so her name should be pronounced as Fries, not Fries. But
Names are different though.
But yeah, exactly.
Names are different.
They now?
Yes, names are different, but words.
So now we are not pronouncing fries because...
Yes, because it's a name.
Yeah, but then again... okay, so this leads very far away because I know it for a fact that the Wachowski brothers, who are now the Wachowski sisters, by the way, so the Wachowskis' original name is not supposed to be Wachowski, no matter what you think. It's Wachowski.
Mm-hmm.
That's the original one.
Yeah, sure.
So,
but they accepted the new name.
Yeah, the Americanized.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
If someone were to pronounce my name in English, they would not get it right most of the time. It would be Matka and stuff like that. And Mukta, or all sorts of weird shit. I just go, yeah, whatever. You just put the letters down there somewhere. It'll be fine. I don't care.
Oh my god. Okay then. Well, you really don't miss anything like a long walk or anything like that?
Yeah, that's why I suggested partly that we would go for a walk 2 days ago, but we still haven't gone for one.
Yeah, I mean, we were busy. That's understandable. We were working, right? But
the kind of I get this everyday kind of exercise when I go to work or come back. It's a 20-minute walk or whatever, and for meetings inside the office, there's usually like 3 or 4 floors up or down, so you get a lot of stair time as well. So I kind of get that naturally at the office, but not so much now, which is why I suggested we start the morning with running up and down the stairs a couple of times.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think, and we really should do that. So one of us should push the other if we are too lazy.
Down the stairs, yeah.
Not downstairs. No, upstairs is more difficult, so you shouldn't push down. And then
down is much easier to push.
Yeah, sure.
Because then you kind of fall all by yourself.
Yeah, but what would be your point in pushing me down anyway?
That was just a word joke.
No, I'm just asking.
Pushing each other down the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now push me up. That's better. Please. It's more of a struggle anyway.
Push up the jam. Push it up.
Do we think Sweden will go to quarantine soon? I think so. I mean...
Yeah, I have a hard time imagining that once the death toll is starting to really get hold and they realize that this isn't going to pan out differently in Sweden just because Swedes are supposedly more distant from each other than other cultures. I think they're kind of expecting that to play a small part at least, but once the numbers start to go up and the hospitals start to get clogged up with people in the hallways coughing on every other patient and all that shit, there's going to need to be some remedies to that. And unfortunately, by that time, as we have seen in every other country so far, it's going to be too late to actually make a big effect on that. So yeah, that's a shitty situation. So we're doing our part because we can, but not everyone can. So and then yet we still have all the young people out there in pubs and whatnot, and just happily going on like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, not going to work on that party generation, so to speak. They think they're invincible and immortal anyway, so who cares about a little fucking virus that is supposedly like the flu, which it's not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not going to pan out well, I think, unfortunately.
I was just thinking that how it affects all those people who are living month by month and have a waitress job or work at a kitchen that is closed, because most of restaurants, or some of them at least, are closed.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
And do the toughest jobs for us. And now
or work
they
in
just
hospitals.
Yeah, or they work in hospitals. Obviously, they are like, that was such an obvious choice that it just didn't come to my mind, because we all the time talk about it.
Yeah, or taxi drivers.
Yeah. No, it's just, it's scary. Especially scary to think of that when you are not in that position. And I feel so sorry for all those people. I think it's like, for some of them, it might be an opportunity to actually get to do or start something better, maybe from home. But others, I don't know how they will manage.
That's difficult. It's not like you, if you've been a I don't know, a waitress for 20 years. What are you going to do after that? It's like not like you can just think that, I'm going to be a researcher now.
Yeah.
It takes time to kind of get into a new profession.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's not something that happens overnight, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, there are like a lot of online courses to learn new skills as well. So maybe that would be something.
Yeah, you got access to Masterclass, all access pass from me. So
you
have
that
lots
was
and lots
so
to learn.
Nice of you. So they provided now a free access for someone else, one of your loved ones.
Yes.
That's so nice of them. Yeah, many companies are using this actually to pull people in or get people on board, and then you can check it out if it works for you. Like we spoke about Netflix earlier, right? I think it's a great strategy anyway. But yeah, I think since to think of this impact, for most people it is undoubtedly horrible, and it's a completely new situation. And on the other hand, the opportunity in this situation is probably the same big as this loss itself, because you can come up with completely new things that we didn't count on or we didn't see coming. The
problem is that on an individual level, sure, there might be individual cases where that is true. But on a larger scale, when you say, if you take a sample size of 1,000 people that are forcibly quarantined, you won't get 900 of them coming up with something new.
No.
That's just not happening. So on a larger scale, it's just not possible to do that sort of thing. And hoping that would be the case, I think, is a bit of a pipe dream.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that I'm hoping for everyone, but some of us can, and some of us, those will be able to do that who actually believe that and start to plan something. Obviously, it won't happen overnight and not by itself, but without believing in an idea or whatnot, they won't get anywhere. So that definitely it's not for everyone.
I'm never going to get to the other side of the city. No, of course you're not, because you never leave the house.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we will see where it leads. But it most certainly has impact that we didn't really count on. We didn't see it coming.
Well, no. Especially, it's like, 500,000 now? 500,000 infected? Official numbers. Most likely it's tenfold that, so 5 million or something. And they count that about 50 or 60% of the world's population will be affected at some point. It's not going to be pretty for quite a while. So yeah, it's going to be different for a while.
Yeah, and we still don't have information if you can get it for the second time or not, right?
Not officially, no, but as far as we know, there's a couple of different strains out there. So if you had one, you're not going to be protected against the other one.
Okay.
Kind of like the seasonal flu, 2 in 1. Kind of a shitty deal here.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and apparently there's a few more of them out there, I heard today. But either case, I don't think that it would be weird if you could get reinfected with the same strain that you already had. But anyway, seeing as there's 2 of them at least out there, it's gonna look weird on the stats for a while with supposed reinfections and whatnot.
But then, yeah, if you can be reinfected, then the flock immunity theory is not really going to work.
Yeah, but the reinfection would only apply if it's the same virus. It's like you don't get reinfected with the seasonal flu. If you already had the seasonal flu, you will not get the same one again. But if there's 2 different strains of the seasonal flu out there, then you can get the first one and then you can get the second one afterwards.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah. It's too early to say anything definitively anyway. More Quarantunes.
More Quarantunes, and we have a great one lined up here. Vader said, "Hi, I would very much like to hear Dusty and Shadow of the Beast metal tribute." And this is an almost brand new remix from Amiga Remix.
Dusty!
Released in the middle of March. You were looking up like, oh my god, the song has ended.
Shit, it sounds like it's ending. And it was.
I'll remove this T-bone for a while from my head because it kind of keeps pressing a bit. So
yeah, I guess they're good, partly at least for live gigs and whatnot, because they cover the whole ear and keeps a lot of the noise from the outside away. So in that sense, they're probably kind of good.
yeah, but they are not having this built-in noise reduction kind of thing. So it's not.
You don't need that too much because these the 280 Sennheisers. 280 Pros, they damp the outside noise by 30 decibels. I haven't looked the T-bones up, but when I put them on, sounds like they're kind of in that range, like 25, 30-ish decibel reduction of the noise outside. So, yeah.
Manually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not very likely that you go into a very soft kind of section or try to mix a very soft section into a very loud one.
No, not very likely.
That's when you would likely kind of notice that difference, or the difference in the dampening.
Yeah, I will test it this year. Oh my god, I really hope that we will have an opportunity to use it properly.
Yeah, it's X in what was it, November? Yeah, early November. And BitLive mid-October, was it?
No,
like?
X is quite late this year.
Late November.
It's really late.
Yeah, late November, like 28th or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
And BitLive was somewhere in mid-October, I think.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. And the summer parties in August, like Arok and in September with Function.
Yeah.
Those are going to be tough too, I think.
Yeah, we will see how far we get, because now some airlines cancelled all their flights or most of the flights, and including my beloved Wizz Air. So even if I could or I would want to, I couldn't fly just to Hungary right now. So there's no direct connection from here. They took it away. That's it until the end of
trains?
May. Well, yeah, right. That's going to take more than 24 hours, maybe. That's going to be fun. No.
How about jogging? You wanted to move more?
Yeah, that would make sense. How many days I would need? What do you think?
12, I think it was. Last time I checked, if you jog, it would take about 12 days.
Yeah, but the 12 days was without sleeping.
Without sleeping, yes.
Without sleeping, yes.
So let's put 8 hours, 12 times 8 in there for sleeping and breakfast and eating and such.
Wow. That is a wow. No, that wasn't the jogging part. Oh, I should check Google Maps. That's so interesting. I like challenges, but probably this would be a too big one.
Maybe it was like 11 days and walking. I don't think they have a jogging option on Google Maps.
Yeah, Google Maps should be implementing the human limits and conditions. So our body needs sometimes. Oh, wow. Even Google Maps has under the search field coronavirus. Get the latest info on Google search. Like
on Maps?
On Maps, yeah. No kidding. Go to Google Maps. Check it out.
If you press that, what happens? Does it show some sort of...
yeah, it shows COVID search. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Wow.
I thought it was some built-in Google Map thing where they have hotspots or whatever.
No, nothing like that yet, but... yeah, I guess.
And Peter Clark says, you probably only need noise reduction when Boz is around.
Yeah, certainly. That is very true.
It's like Bernie Sanders. He doesn't even need a microphone. He's so loud. Alpa says 12dayjog.sid. So I think we just gave him an idea for a SID.
I like that. It's actually 260 hours. So that's not really user-friendly, Google Maps. Why the hell did you do that? I
Yeah,
don't
that's,
understand. It's like,
You have to run really fast.
yeah, 260 hours. Really.
And I
1,400
see,
kilometers.
yes, and I see the line. It goes straight over that big patch of water there. You really need to run really fast to get over that patch of water
I will
without
walk
sinking.
on the water. No, doesn't matter. It's okay. I will manage. But this surprises me. What is this new thing that they just write hours instead of... Jesus, now you have to count like with 24. How many days is
11,
that? And
240 hours would be 11 days, then I guess.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
No. Oh, shit, I'm dividing by 10. That's stupid.
This route crosses through multiple countries.
Oh, no, really?
You don't say. And includes a ferry. Oh.
Oh, what kind of ferry?
The tooth fairy. Oh my god, 11 days, 10 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
technically
that's not too bad.
this is what I don't know, that Google Maps, if you just take like walks, it counts in those times when you go to sleep or not. Because
No, it doesn't.
exactly, this is my biggest struggle. Like,
Yeah, you decide when you sleep.
yeah, but how on earth you don't think of that? We don't have androids on Earth yet that can walk like...
Let's say if you calculate the route from Gothenburg to Beijing by car, it doesn't put in how many hours you sleep. It's just the amount of time it takes to drive there. You put in the hours you want to sleep.
That is very true.
Same with this.
Yeah, but they could just put in a humanize option. I'm coming up with great ideas here, you know? It's like... humanize your route. It's like put in some sleep time there.
Yeah, that is very true. I worked at a company that did software for Windows that did route calculations, and they had the option of actually humanizing. They put in breaks and all sorts of things in there.
I like that. Okay,
yeah.
So now we are talking. You see, great ideas. Come in quarantine. We should play some songs as well. Meanwhile, sometimes it must happen. Lord Evil wants to hear a Wobbler and a Foreign Girl. And Dasse, I have a bad news for you. We already played a Spy vs. Spy by Control Z. We started with that song today, but we will figure out something for you later. So
it's concerning spies, and they can pop up every here and there.
Yeah, every now and then.
They're sneaky like that.
Sequest. At target mark. Arming torpedoes.
Captain, wait. That missile's a tactical warhead, which means it's probably designed to explode on impact. If you use your torpedoes to knock it
No, it'll detonate and take me with it. Time to target.
3 minutes, 20 seconds.
Just use the hammer.
Even though I was afraid and I was lonely, I knew you would let me go. And then she loved me. There's just one thing I don't understand.
What's that?
Who is Kim Nichols?
Foreign Girl and Wobbler. Kim
Wobbly, wobbly,
Nichols
wobbly,
mix.
wobbly, wobbly, wop.
So Kim Nichols was the girl who was talking in the background, or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I don't. No idea.
When the Boswing just posted another request because Martin started to feel down because we just butchered his party year ideas. But no, it's not set in stone yet. We are just talking about theories here. It's
Yeah, but it's not looking good,
no, it's not looking
unfortunately.
good at the moment, but it can change.
Yeah. On a happier note, Jason says on YouTube, "My dear Ziona,
Yes.
just put your Fitbit watch thing on Zelda when she is in heat. You'll have 40k steps in one day." Unfortunately, that doesn't really work because Zelda, when she's in heat, she mostly just kind of rubs against your legs and whatnot when you're sitting in the sofa. She's not really walking a lot when she's in heat.
Yeah, she's rather just pushing her back part to anything that she can.
Cut,
What?
cut.
Yeah, from now on we should say, "Shut up! There are English people here. You cannot say the words."
Yes.
So yeah, it's no. She is weird. She pushes her ass to like everywhere, and sometimes we have to push her away because
Sometimes.
she gets really friendly, and in other times when I kind of have my constant movement with my feet, she kind of comes around, and then her tail is got hit, and she just really gives strange, weird voices during that process. And I'm just sitting at the couch and doing this with my feet, you know. So it's kind of funny, but it seems like she is okay. She feels good. So,
Yeah, weirdo.
yeah, I don't want to know what she feels. That's another stuff, but never mind. It's okay. Yay, so... Yeah, well, our cats don't feel anything about the situation, right? So
Nah.
that's... Yeah.
They're oblivious.
Yeah, for them it doesn't matter.
Nah, they don't give a shit.
Yesterday I was checking cat, not cat, it was actually a dog transporting bag where the head of the animal can be like out of the bag, you know, and then cats can enjoy this too because it feels like for them that they are in a box or in a bag or whatnot. But we kind of agreed that we won't order that bag because if a cat can get out his or her head, most likely he can just jump out of the bag anyway.
Yeah.
So that won't work for our cats, but maybe some cats enjoy it, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea though.
Yeah, I actually looked at those before, but yeah, I don't think it would work for them. They're not really used to being outdoors, and they freak out if something unusual happens.
Yeah.
And since there's an opening in the bag, and those that do have cats know that if their head fits through something, the rest of the body does as well. So if they can poke their head through that hole, so can the rest of the body do.
Too bad.
So yeah.
Yeah, I just imagine them like to take for a walk sometimes, it's just, we are going out. You just see a little bit of the outer world as well.
Yeah. It's a bit cute.
Yeah, they are, but then it won't happen. And what we have here, I think, I decided to play something else for Dassé. It's another Control Z tune. Yeah, it's a BitLife participant from last year. And it's called Outland 64 Bumpy Road Remix. And no, Gabriel, no one blackmailed us.
That's what you say.
It was, yeah, right. That was a request in the request list. So what can we do if not playing it, right? Not this particular song, but the other one, which we started the show with, which...
we can ignore to play it.
Yeah, we can do that too, but we usually are not that impolite. So,
no, usually not.
Okay.
But we do...
I'm glad that we agree on that, at least.
But we do have a non-request to play, though.
Yes, we do. And this is a preview exclusive.
Exclusive. And we don't have the effect rack
No, we don't,
Boz has. So maybe we should call Boz and ask him to play one of his exclusive tracks.
No, he
or,
should sing
jingles.
it. It's better. He should sing it. Definitely.
Put his, reverb thing on and do it live.
Yeah, exactly. Our effect skills are still beginners, so we don't use them that much.
Maybe later, or not is his thing anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, can you tell us a bit more about this exclusive?
Apparently, he started this one a couple of years ago. I think 3 years ago, if memory serves, in 2017. And he thought he was the first one who remixed this particular track. Turns out that he discovered later on that he wasn't. And one of the reasons he missed the earlier one was because it was called something different.
Aww.
It's a remix by L-Man and of one of Ryan Owen's tracks called X98, and of which the previous remix was by Moog called Daedalus, but this one is actually called X98.
So
the first one actually called X98.
Okay, so supposedly this was a SID made for X98 party, right?
Yes, I think he won the compo with that, if I remember correctly.
Look at that. And the original was made by Ryan?
Yes, it was called X98.
Oh, how cool is that? Okay.
Imaginative
nice. So Moog
artist.
Wow. Moog did the first remix of that, and then Elman took it to the next level, I'm afraid now, right? And he's with us on the IRC channel, so...
And on Facebook.
Yeah, so feel free to ask questions about the song. I kind of always feel like when there's an Elman song coming out, especially if it's a SID, then people ask questions after that.
They tend to.
Yeah. And after remixes, I'm not sure, but it very well might be. So here comes an exclusive from Elman. Yes,
Elman.
yes, Boss
with-
Wank is still Elman. You haven't paid attention. Shame on you. That's it.
And X98, based on the SID Rhino, and won the X98 music compo with. And I asked him, Elman, that is, when he sent me this, if is that Gibbs on the or Gibbs or however you want to pronounce his name on the guitar? And Elman said, "No, man, that's me." So he played the guitar himself on that.
Wow.
And I asked him that because Gibbs has been making some strides into getting some real emotion into his guitar playing, and this one had some really nice emotion in there. So kudos to Elman for actually playing that live on the guitar.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So cool. So many reasons to love this song. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really ear-caressing.
So smooth.
Yeah, totally smooth. Yeah, we
Very
all
nice.
loved it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank you, Elman.
When it's getting released on RKO? Or is it getting released on RKO?
I think last week we were going to play this live because of a misunderstanding, or going to play this as an exclusive because of a misunderstanding on my part. I thought because he notified us a week early that I might have an
As you
exclusive. I thought, okay, great, we'll play it. Yeah. And
He will upload tomorrow. Sorry.
Huh?
He will upload tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm presuming it's done now because he's a perfectionist. So he wouldn't let it be played until it's actually done
Obviously.
enough to upload to RKO.
Yeah.
And yes, it's done. It's fucking gorgeous.
And if no, none of you are in this situation, but if you wouldn't hear anything from Elman as a song, but you would see his drawings, then you already know he's a perfectionist. So
Oh,
it's like
God.
all the things that he does, it kind of shines through. So you don't even need to hear his music. Of course, you need to hear his music. It's great, but you know how it works.
For those that are watching on, let's see, on the video streams, this is one of Elman's drawings. And no, it is not a photography. Although he based it on a photography, it's still not a photo. These are individual lines, every single strand of hair he actually drew with Faber-Castell pencils, I think
Yes.
this is.
Yes.
So yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you for sending me that one, by the way, Elman. It's awesome. I was going to put it in the stairway between the kitchen level and the bedroom upstairs, but I think it's better here.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's a very nice decoration of this.
It is very, very nice.
Indeed.
And you can find his works on his homepage. What was it?
Marcus Klein.
Klein
Yes, yeah.
artworks.
DE.
Artwork.de. Marcus dash Klein dash artwork.de.
Perfect. So yeah, thank you for sharing this with us. And we are looking forward to the uploaded version as well. So we can
Indeed.
download it. Yay. And yeah, I can't help that now I'm going to be asked again if we were blackmailed. But now it's Cowbell's request that is lined up. And hang on a minute, let's stop for a moment here. He says that he wants to hear Sonic Wanderer and Breath of the Demon, Aphelion of Solitude. For Sonic Wanderer, who is being in the hospital after a minor medium surgery with hopes he will get well in a jiffy. Well, then we I guess we all of us wish the best for him. And yeah, then I guess we should definitely play this song. So, Wrath of the Demon for Master of Cobbles and Sonic, I suppose. And yep, there we go. And we entered the last hour of the show.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Peter suspects that it won't be that long as last week.
Yeah, no. It
Probably
won't.
not. On our own, we are not that interesting, you know? So it's like, yeah, but that we really had a reason to extend last week. So
Indeed, it was a nice discussion we had
Definitely.
going there.
So that is a different story than just talking and maybe playing some songs and then talking again. You know.
Someone mentioned for one of the songs at some point that it sounded like elevator music. So yeah, Quarantunes. It's like being in an elevator. You're quarantined from the world while moving vertically, but not really getting anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, right. That makes sense, I guess. But then again, if you listen to too much of this type of music, will you be super relaxed, like when you have been in the Netherlands or something?
I guess it depends on what kind of mood you're in and what you're doing. Like for instance, there's a great deal to be said about music that you engage in, but you really don't want to listen to that type of music when you're working, for instance, because then it detracts you from work.
Okay.
So the elevator type music is probably a good thing when you're trying to focus on other things. It's like in the background and keeping you in a tempo of sorts and that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
What's going on there?
I'm just reading Boss Wang's latest kind of IRC sort of thing. We need to stay together. Funny thing, this community.
We need to stay together. No, we need to stay apart. God damn it, don't you understand what quarantine is? Distance!
Marcel's suite has inspired me in art so many goddamn times, he said. And when she, it's unbelievable. We need to stay together, else the world will be concrete square and smelling of piss. Right.
That's what Bladder Valley does. It smells of piss.
Oh no. Oh,
what? It's a funny joke.
A full bloody of bloody. A full valley of bladder, my god. Where are we going now?
I don't know.
Exactly. Let's play.
Yes.
Let's play Amok and the Human Race tune-free tech house trance mix for Michael Helm. So yeah, Amok and the human race. And yeah, Peter enlightened us what elevator music's other meaning is, which we definitely didn't mean when we were talking about Elman's new track.
No. It was a reference to some other track that we played earlier on. It wasn't a reference to Elman's track. It was something someone mentioned earlier, and I just so happened to bring it in at the wrong time.
Aha.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no, so we didn't mean that. And well, he says it's a bit of an insult. Elevator music was always a cover version because hotels etc. won't pay for license to play the original, so it's like saying it's not as good as real music. Yeah, sorry, no, this is definitely not what we thought of.
No.
But it's good to think of that, because when I thought of elevator music, or the definition of elevator music, it was always something like calming, you know, like when you stand there and they try to make the music like as neutral as possible and to
like,
calm you down. I don't know.
No, it's more like general MIDI type instrumentation that has a steady beat to it, kind of because something is going on, you know, we're moving, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely it's just worth to think of that at some point, because yeah, I think I had the wrong definition of this too, to be honest.
Yeah, and that particular one, that hotels are too cheap to play, not play, but pay for the copyright to play original music, so they do cover versions of them or whatever. That one, I think I've heard it before, but entirely forgot.
Never mind.
Yeah. Thanks
Never
for
mind.
enlightening us.
We still have some sort of 40 minutes to play Same songs.
So it's background calming music, exactly. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Slay Radio, the entirety of Slay Radio is elevator music because it is the best station for coders. Essentially the same as elevator music, because it's not supposed to be in your face or, you know, not take too much attention.
Are you quite sure, especially when talking about the hardstyle type of remixes?
That is very true. And there are vocal tracks as well. Actually,
Like the next request.
Yeah, actually, there used to be more vocal tracks back a few years back. They've kind of disappeared lately, so we need more vocal
No one
tracks.
wants to sing to C64 remixes. No.
Well, Leia does, and she does it very well.
Yeah, that's
so. Yeah, kudos, Leia, for bringing that back. Thank you. And I think the kind of big era for vocals was when Mackie was active.
Yeah. And Mahoney with Visa Röster, which brings us to our next request, which was made by Murdoch 2KE. And he wants
From
to
this album.
Yes, from Ready Vocally too. And he said Visa Rooster. So Visa Rooster, Last Ninja Free, tune 10. And that's definitely Last Ninja Free, and hopefully tune 10. I didn't find any other, so that's kind of it. But yeah, great band, great track.
Tukiki ome, kaki tomakan, lagi
Are you extending the song?
A little bit. It's so nice. It needs to have a little bit of extension over there.
It is very,
And,
very nice.
Yeah. Rafi on Facebook says another Visa Röster album would be so hard. And I
Yeah.
agree. It's been a while, and unfortunately, I think Hanna Kapelin is working for the Royal Danish Radio or something like that as a soprano, and the rest of the group, I do not remember what they do. Pex Mahoney started at Ericsson about a year ago or something like that down in Lund, doing some serious stuff. I think something related to 5G or whatever. So yeah, they're kind of busy with their lives, and Hanna Kapelin got a baby not long ago. So yeah,
Not the first one, so
exactly.
she
So,
is already
yeah.
busy.
Yeah, exactly. So the second one, so she's a bit busy juggling.
Isn't it the third one?
What is it? Is it?
I think
Jesus.
it is.
Oh shit! I need to call her.
Come on.
Shit! I haven't spoken to her in yonks. I need to call her soon.
I might be mistaken, but according to my memories, it is.
Yeah,
So-
and I'm shit at keeping track of people like that. I'm so bad at that. I'm sorry, people. So sorry.
Good thing you know how many kids you have.
Yeah, I only have one. It's easy to keep track of.
You think.
Yeah, more than one, I lose track entirely.
Okay, I get it. Let's proceed. Anyway, there was a question on Facebook, on not really English. So Attila Nyistár was asking, is this a kind of made-up text or normal Japanese text? Do you know anything about the text of this song?
I've just made up things that sounds Asian.
Okay, made up. And are you
Yeah.
sure about that?
I'm
100%.
pretty sure about
Okay.
that. I am not 100%, but 99%, let's say,
Okay.
sure that it is not actual Japanese
I see.
or Chinese or anything.
Yeah.
It's let's say, I'm trying to remember. Because Hannah complained that she never got to sing with actual words, and this sounded most like actual words. But then again, I'm not sure that Pex actually didn't go to some Japanese person and said, could you translate something here? But if memory serves, Hannah actually thought this would work best to kind of emphasize the melody. So that's why certain things sound a certain way.
I see. Okay. That's good to know. Thank you for the clarification.
Clarification.
Yeah. And
The oranges of the track.
the oranges of the track.
Yes. Origins. Oranges.
Oh, I'm sorry. My brain is
It's
too
a
tired.
Trump reference.
Right. Okay. Big orange man. And here is a request in front of me, and I'm really not happy about the fact that I don't think we can play it because here's what Slaygon said. We don't know the guys who did this or the guy who did this. It kind of lines up. Not really sure if it's a 64 song, but video game related for sure. And those guys,
or scene related,
Yeah.
or whatever.
those guys' request was, let me pronounce this right, or well, try, Jello, and FWRR and the Jello, Victory Too Soon, which is became its own thing, as they claim on the SoundCloud, and it's a trip down the video game lane filled with melodies, driving bass line, and an arrangement that will have your pedal to the metal. That would be so great if we could play it, but honestly,
play the latter half of it.
The latter half.
Yes.
Like, okay,
yes.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds really good. So, what do you think?
They can't hear us, it's too loud. I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I would want to know who these guys are, how this relates to the specific kind of scene that we occupy. It's a very kind of thin slice, and sometimes we venture out of that little box to the left or right or whatever and do scene-related stuff, and that is mostly because we know the people involved in doing this. And just playing random scene-related tracks, I don't know. It doesn't seem like something we do.
Yeah, I mean, released by Loud Room Recordings, this is what we know, and it was released 4 years ago. That's also something we know, but we cannot be sure. So here is the thing. Technically, of course, we could play it, but if the guys are reaching out to us after that, we didn't give you permission to use our song, I'm so sorry. And especially YouTube, when we do the show, is very sensitive to that, because they kind of come up to our copyright claims. This is how we catched some bad guys who were stealing remixes of our remixers and got them to their own copyright and added them, and then it's like completely unacceptable, their behavior is, but we don't know if we have a right to play that, so we usually say better to play safe, because we don't know. But if you know the guys, and if they give a permission to play that song, we would be more than happy to do so, because it sounds really great. So I think that we should play something else for you soon, but until then, I'm afraid. No, I'm not afraid. It's a good tune.
Before you carry on, by the way, there is this thing right up here, if you can read it. Oh, sorry, actually, up there. You see that text up there? Follow that link and put in some requests. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we
still have half an hour or so.
Don't be afraid, because we might have enough, but yeah, maybe if we have a room for one or two. So yeah, let's go, people. And until then, of course, we will play for Boswank the usual Hot Mama Sid, because when was the last time when we did this for him? 2 or 3 weeks ago. So obviously it has to happen again, right?
Obviously.
good for you.
A bit or 8.
Yeah, for her, sure. Very 8-bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a great Sid anyway.
It is. It's a great, great Sid. And I still think Tron's remix of it is so great.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Hmm.
Yeah, what's up with Tron? Do you know anything about him?
I know he's quite busy, but I haven't spoken to him in a while. But he's quite busy. I don't know if it's lateness on both the CineSat and Tron side of things, but for the Rotti show, there was a bit of a mishap with recording of the jingles and whatnot. I think it was a miscommunication or something. But I do know that he tends to stay busy, usually.
Okay.
So,
I
yeah.
guess that's good, especially these Corona times.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah, it does. I should call him too. Jesus, so many people I need to talk to.
No, there are a lot of opportunities now to call
Yeah,
anyway.
that is true. That is true.
And since, November is like really away in time yet, and let's hope that this thing is not affecting any sort of autumn events.
Yeah.
Still, we can only know when we get there. So, I'm just really hoping for
Yeah.
having a great X this year.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And we will see, because slightly before X, I think we will come out with this podcast that we planned to come out like slightly after the party, but we were also busy then. So
A little bit.
yeah, so at
For
least
2 years.
yeah, well, yeah, but we were busy.
Yeah, sure. We still have a few months to figure that out, so all good. We'll cut that together at some point. Hopefully over a couple of weekends or whatever, when we have like a day off or something, because it takes time to go through all the clips and
Yeah, that's
figure
a
out,
lot of stuff to go through.
figure out which parts to use and what not to use, and then actually doing the cutting and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's I guess it will be a bit different than the X 2016 one, because the X 2016 was like the tip of the iceberg. It's like I was asking people mostly how they feel on the party, and like not many more questions. It wasn't really in depth. It was like, I think, a 1 hour podcast, and that was my debut show on Slay Radio, like slightly one, yeah, exactly, because after that I did a live show later on. But then, yeah, that was the first material that you heard, and that also took time to cut together. That was, I particularly remember how many things I cut out of my own part, because I was so annoyed that I repeat words that I just don't notice when I'm talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was cutting it a lot. But this one, that next one, we had like more in-depth interviews with some people. So
and there's
it's
like what 5 or 6 times more material for this one than you had for the first one.
Yeah, but it's going to happen. So I'm making sure that it will happen. And it felt like, I mean, the first one felt like, even after finishing it, that it's like a nice flashback of the party. So I hope that you felt this way too. Or if you just want to check it out, just feel free to do so. I think I uploaded it to my Mixcloud. That would be the easiest way to reach it. Because in the Slay Radio archive, there were plenty of things happening, I guess, since 2016 December. So that would be probably more difficult to get back to. But it will happen, and we will see when, and definitely before X. So I can guarantee you that.
I hope you have loaded the next track, because I hear the backup just started.
What? The backup just started? Oh my god. Yes, I did. I did load up the next track,
good.
obviously. I'm prepared.
Good.
So Michael Helm wants to hear. We have some more things here. But anyway, he wants to hear Berserk and Experiment, and it's been a while since we played that track. Yeah, Berserk. In its whole entirety, because, as a bed, I usually play it. But here comes the entire song. I would love to hear the original vocals for this song. It's
Yeah.
since I know this song, since I know this song, it's always there, kind of in the back of my head, that I just want to hear that. iZero has a question for you, by the way. How the YouTube copyright thing actually works? What kind of permission is needed from the artist or record company? I was thinking this one day as I was listening to a Finnish synth band called Villana, who made basically a Spy versus Spy remix a few years ago. That would be cool to have in the playable tracks in show, if not in the rotational.
That's a tricky one. YouTube copyright is not what the regular copyright kind of thing is. For instance, we get copyright claims on various, like the remix news segment that we did, where I actually thought Mordy had done the jingle. Turns out he had used a Creative Commons kind of a thing for that with CC0 accreditation kind of a license. But some rapper had included that bit in his rap song and copyrighted that, and we got a notification, a copyright claim from that rapper because we used that same CC0 segment in the remix news thing. So it's not very clear exactly how YouTube copyright works. It's basically first come, first serve. If you upload something and you have enough subscribers and you say, this is my stuff, then everyone who uploads it after and gets plays on that track actually pays you. So it's a very weird situation going on that has little to do with copyright law as such. So we're trying to, as much as possible, avoid these type of situations, which is why Mordy actually went and redid the jingle for Remix News, his own stuff from scratch, even uploaded the video of the track while it's playing in Fruity Loops, I think he's using, and kind of showing that he made it, so as to cover his own ass and in extension hours. So it's
way better than the original.
Yeah,
was.
it is. It's so much better. If you want to hear what next week's remix news is going to sound like, head over to twitter.com/Mordy90 or Slay Radio. I retweeted his tweet. My throat was doing a tweet. And he has the whole track up there, so you can listen to it. It's beautiful. And next week there will be a the next instance of, what do you call it? Iteration?
Episode
is a good one, of Remix News by Leia and Mordy. So that's going to be beautiful. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it will be. So looking forward to it.
So if you want to be featured, upload remixes to RKO or Amiga Remix.
That's a good one as well. Yeah, indeed. Because we will definitely feature the new remixers. And Pete64. So Pete64 has a request, and
did you know?
It's a nice request.
Is it now?
Yes.
What
is
is
a very
it?
nice request. Light Force. The 556 remix. I'm not really sure what he refers to here, by the way.
556? Is that a beat reference or something?
Yeah, but it's Slaygon's Light Force. It can be only one. So I guess...
It's just a 4/4 remix.
556.
Yeah.
It's Wi-Fi. Anyway, we will ask him later on about that. But yeah,
I think it's a beat reference, and technically it does have a different time signature in different parts, I think. But I kind of squeezed it all into a 4/4.
okay then.
Mordy says he used Reaper, not Fruity Loops. Obviously,
Loops.
I knew that. Yeah, it's called Fruity Loops. FL.
Yes, I know, but it's been a while since it was like I think it's FL Studio. Later on,
Yeah,
it was
FL
FL
Studio.
Studio, and then
yeah. Whatever. Fruity Loops Studio. It's still the same. It still has a fruit for the icon or whatever. But I should know that. By the way, sorry, Morty.
I object.
Yeah, and Reaper is a really nice piece of software and free, I believe, or very, very cheap. It's like $30 or $50 or something like that for, you essentially buy the software and forever instead of Cubase that I use. It's like $500 or some shit. It's silly expensive.
Well, it depends if it's like convenient to use, I guess, and well, you have to buy it once, maybe, but maybe even not. I don't know.
Yeah, and then they have upgrades.
Yeah, right.
Sure, the upgrades are cheap in comparison. Even the upgrades are actually more expensive than Reaper or Fruity Loops or whatever.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, but Mordy, Peter, Clark, they can definitely, if they use it, if it works for them, then I guess we could definitely learn it too, if it comes up with a cope or something.
Yeah, and for in Cubase 9-ish, 9.5, 9 or 9.5, they have this collaboration feature.
Oh.
So you can actually work on the same track remotely at the same time. So essentially, even if you have different VSTs and all that, essentially what it does is freezes the tracks and sends those frozen tracks over to the collaborator, and then you can work on your parts and do that sort of thing. So that could be interesting to try out, I think.
That is a really cool feature. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that it
I
exists.
can't remember the name of this feature, but it's built into at least the pro versions of Cubase, I think. VST Connect, I think it's called. Something like that.
Okay, really cool.
But we can look that up at some point. Me and Marcel were supposed to do something with that whenever version 9 or 9.5 came out, but we never got around to doing that, unfortunately. But yeah, at some point we will.
Okay.
Because we will still do some sort of music for Jonas for the documentary he's doing about seafaring people and whatnot, but I presume that's put on ice due to quarantine issues and whatnot.
Yeah, very much likely now. And it appears that we reached the end of the show, by the way, so
Yes.
we only have an exit tune left.
Which is great.
Are you happy about it?
Yes.
To finish?
I always get happy when I hear it.
Oh, I thought you always get happy when you finish a show. Okay, then. Well,
No, well, yes, that too, but
you went through it. That's it.
yeah. Got to the end, yay!
Made it. Right. Yeah. Certainly, there were like many things here that we could still talk about. We won't extend it today as we did last week because,
Yeah,
well,
we had reason last week.
we had a good reason. Yeah, indeed. But we really would like to thank you, everyone who was keeping up with us and or just listened to us for a while or was hanging around. And thanks to everyone for nice remix requests as well. And SID requests, of course, that too. And Amiga requests.
And
Amiga remix requests.
requests, period.
And
because there
period.
were various types of requests.
Yeah, indeed. And if you would like to hear more live shows in the evenings, then you just tune into bossradio.com and then you will hear more live shows almost every evening. You can hang around. So have a great socializing this
Yeah,
way, because this is what we can do right now.
I'm
so
gonna try
that's
this.
a way.
I'm going to try this new feature I have with actually a separate computer doing the browser thingy. I'm
So from now on, we can live browse in the show as well, and you can see it.
Yeah.
How cool
So
is that?
there we go. We have some Boz Radio schedule, and if you want to know where the Boz Radio website is, you type in Boz Radio and then .com after and press enter, and you get there.
But you can also get there from Google search, you know.
Yes, because that's so much easier.
No, not for
Typing
everyone.
Boz Radio, going through Google.
Maybe for my mom it would be easier from Google search, but
maybe.
you know, it's
Maybe.
like, yeah. Anyway, choose your way of searching and looking up things. It's fine. And make sure to stay safe. That is very important. So
Yes.
everyone,
Stay away from people. Do like we do. Lock yourself down in the basement. Do not go out. Only pet your cats if they never go out.
Or
if they
dogs.
go out, don't pet them.
or kids.
Yeah. If your kids go out, don't pet them.
My God. Yeah. So take care, people, and thank you everyone for being with us, and have a good night, and we will be certainly back next week.
Yes.
So,
Thank you everyone for joining, and see you soon.
yeah.
I hope.
And of course, which song?
Sorry.
Which song we are finishing the show with?
Oh, the
Obviously.
best remix ever.
Yeah, exactly.
It
And
is,
as I see many people.
Elman mentioned that if someone asked him, he mentioned this on IRC, that if someone asked him what is the best remix ever made, he would have Marcel's Sweet at least the top 3 or something. And I had to kind of do a bit of an addendum to that and say, I agree, except it would need to be the early work print version of it.
Yeah, those fans of the early work print. It's a gang.
Oh, it's I'm sorry, my pants need changing even before I even heard the song. I've heard this so many times. It still gives me goosebumps. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Indeed.
Marcel, you're a fucking genius.
Yeah. Good night, Marcel, too. And good night, everyone. And
Good night, and
Yeah.
take care, and wash your hands.
Commodore 64,
Commodore 64, Commodore 64,
8-bit, no shit.
Slay Radio.